Let me tell you something I've learned after turning 50. Your style doesn't need to shout to be heard. In fact, the most expensive-looking women I know aren't the ones dripping in logos or chasing the latest trends. They're the ones who understand the power of subtlety. Who knows how to choose a fabric that whispers quality, a cut that flatters, and a palette that soothes rather than screams. And here's the truth. Sometimes, the difference between looking average and looking exceptional comes down to eliminating a few common missteps, clothes we've held on to for far too long, simply because they were easy, familiar, or once good enough. So today I want to walk you through 8 things you might still be wearing and gently show you how to let them go. But don't worry, I'm not just here to critique. I'll also give you stunning, wearable alternatives that will instantly elevate your wardrobe into something more timeless, elegant, and aligned with your refined stage of life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Outdated printed tunics that swallow your shape. Let's start with a style that sneaks into many wardrobes, the oversized printed tunic. You know the ones. Usually synthetic, brightly patterned with a hem that lands somewhere between your thighs and knees. And for a while, they served their purpose. They were flowy, easy, and felt forgiving. But now, they've started to do the opposite. They hide your natural shape in the worst way and often cheapen your entire look. These tunics cling in places they shouldn't and flap around where they shouldn't. Not to mention, the loud, all-over prints tend to clash with everything else in your wardrobe and give off a chaotic rather than collected vibe. So what's the alternative? Instead of a shapeless tunic, look for a blouse that follows your form, not clings, not constricts, but gently outlines your silhouette. Fabrics like silk twill, soft cotton poplin, or even linen blends with some structure will give you movement and polish. I recently discovered the Zulu and Zephyr textured knit cotton blend tunic, and it's a revelation. The embroidery is delicate, not fussy. The structure is clean, and it instantly lifts a look, whether you're pairing it with slim trousers or a tailored skirt. It feels like something you'd find in an old-world European wardrobe, and that's exactly the mood we want. This is how we shift from comfortable but careless to effortless and elegant. Chapter 2. Capri pants that cut off your legs. Capris. They've been around for decades, haven't they? At some point, we were all told they were flattering. Show a little ankle, they said. Perfect for spring, they said. And yes, the idea sounded charming, especially when paired with a breezy blouse or casual flats. But here's the truth. Most capri pants, especially the ones that cut off awkwardly at mid-calf, do more harm than good. Instead of creating a sleek silhouette, they visually shorten your legs, break up your natural lines, and can make even the most elegant outfit look a little off. The cropped hem is the main culprit. It lands right at the widest part of your lower leg, creating a horizontal line that stops the eye in its tracks. This not only cuts your height visually, but also draws attention to a part of the leg many women would rather skim over. If your goal is long, clean lines, and yes, even at 5 feet 2 inches, you can absolutely achieve that. Capris are not your best friend. They work against the principles of proportion that make an outfit feel balanced and refined. So what should you wear instead? Trade them in for ankle-length tailored trousers. A pair that's cut just above the ankle bone, whether slightly tapered at the hem or in a fluid wide leg, instantly elongates the leg and creates a much more polished effect. Pair them with loafers for a menswear-inspired vibe, slingbacks for a hint of retro elegance, or even sleek ankle boots for cooler days. Choosing a mid to high-rise waist will further smooth and flatter your silhouette, creating the long vertical line capris take away. One of the best examples I've tried is the Banana Republic wide-leg Italian wool pant. It's cut with a slightly exaggerated shape at the hip that drapes down into a narrower hem, giving movement without overwhelming your frame. The wool blend is breathable and structured, which means it holds its shape all day while still feeling comfortable. It's modern without crossing into trend trap territory. and whether you style it with a silk blouse for dinner or a cashmere sweater for the weekend, it instantly reads expensive. The real magic happens when you put them on. You stand a little taller, your posture feels more confident, and the mirror reflects a version of you that's neat, intentional, and completely in control of your look. That's the power of the right silhouette. It doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you carry yourself. And that's worth far more than any spring-friendly pair of capris. Chapter 3. Shiny polyester blouses that catch the wrong kind of attention. We've all been there, a rushed purchase from a department store rack or an online deal that seemed too tempting to pass up. Maybe it was a glossy, jewel-toned blouse in some synthetic fabric, the kind that promised a silk-like feel in the description. You told yourself you'd dress it up with a blazer, tailored trousers, or a statement necklace, and it would somehow pass for chic. But deep down, you already sensed the truth. Shiny polyester rarely behaves like real silk. Instead of catching the light with a soft, fluid sheen, it throws it back with a harsh glare that can feel cheap and artificial. In the wrong lighting, especially under fluorescence, it can highlight every crease and cling to the body in all the wrong places. The lack of breathability makes it uncomfortable in warm or humid weather, and no matter how beautiful your trousers or how luxurious your handbag, the blouse will always betray you. If you're over 50, you've earned better than that. Your wardrobe should reflect refinement, experience, and self-respect, not the compromise of a quick fix. At this stage in life, clothes are not just things you wear. They are a statement of your standards. The goal is to move away from good enough and toward absolutely worth it every single time. The alternative is simple. Choose sand-washed silk, silk twill or matte crepe blouses that offer soft draping and muted elegance. Opt for solid tones or subtle patterns that blend seamlessly with your wardrobe and frame your features beautifully. These fabrics fall against the body with grace, catch the light gently, and give you that quiet luxury look without trying too hard. One well-made blouse in a premium fabric will serve you for years, working with everything from jeans to pencil skirts. When your clothes are made from materials that feel as beautiful as they look, you no longer have to try to appear elegant. You simply are. That's the true difference between something you bought because it was there and something you chose because it was worthy of you. Chapter 4. Let go of old jersey. Wrap dresses that have lost their shape. For many of us, the jersey wrap dress was once a go-to. It hugged the right places, gave that hourglass illusion, and felt like a one-and-done solution for day-to-night dressing. But let's be honest, many of those dresses haven't aged well, and neither have the fabrics. Over time, the jersey begins to sag. It clings to the wrong areas, often curls at the hem, and rarely holds a clean line after a few washes. Worse yet, it can cheapen your overall look, even if you've styled it with the most expensive shoes or handbag. So what's the upgrade? Look for dresses made from weightier, structured fabrics that sculpt the body instead of simply wrapping it. Think crepe, double-faced wool blends, or structured knits with clean lines and architectural silhouettes. A good dress at this age isn't about bodycon, it's about body skimming. One beautiful alternative is the Reis Asher, pink wave trim crepe midi dress. It features strategic seaming and a modest neckline, but the real magic is in the movement of the fabric. It glides, not clings. It's elegant, understated, and can be worn with heels, flats, or even riding boots. It's the kind of dress you could wear to a gallery opening, a dinner party, or simply when you want to feel like the most polished woman in the room. Remember, elegance is in the structure. If it feels too soft or clingy, chances are it's not doing you any favors. Chapter 5. Say goodbye to sloppy, oversized cardigans that drag you down. We all love a cozy layer. But that oversized cardigan you throw over everything, the one with sagging pockets, droopy sleeves, and perhaps a bit of pilling, that cardigan is quietly bringing your entire outfit down. Here's why. Oversized knits with no structure tend to drown your frame. They blur your shape and often read more weekend errand run than well-dressed woman. You deserve more than a lazy layer. So how do we keep the comfort but elevate the silhouette? The answer is structured knitwear, belted cashmere, ribbed wool jackets, cropped cardigans with shape, or double knit coats with a tailored fit. These pieces still offer warmth and softness, but they also add intention to your outfit. One of my favorite pieces right now is the Jill Sander belted ribbed knit cardigan. It's not a cardigan in the traditional sense. It's a hybrid between a jacket and knitwear. The belt creates shape, the shoulders sit cleanly, and the length elongates the figure. It's perfect layered over a silk blouse or worn buttoned up as a top on its own. A good rule of thumb: if it's shapeless when hanging on a hanger, it will likely be shapeless on you too. Chapter 6. Skip colored jeggings and loud stretchy pants. This might be a little controversial, but it needs to be said. Bright colored jeggings, especially in shades like maroon, teal, or mustard, almost never look expensive. Even under the best lighting, they lean toward trendy rather than timeless. The combination of loud color and a skin-tight fit may seem playful or flattering at first glance, but the truth is, over 50, this style often emphasizes rather than smooths. It draws the eye to every contour instead of creating the elegant, uninterrupted lines that flatter most. And because jeggings tend to be made from thin, stretchy blends, they rarely offer the kind of structure that signals refinement. It's time to redefine what flattering really means. Flattering is not about squeezing into a garment that hugs every inch. It's about balance, proportion, and fabric quality. It's about creating a shape that looks effortless, where the clothes work with your body instead of against it. True elegance comes from pieces that skim rather than cling, that flow rather than stretch, and that highlight your presence instead of competing with it. Flattering doesn't mean looking like your granddaughter. It means dressing in a way that reflects the confident, self-assured woman you are now. So, what should you wear instead? Trade the bright jeggings for structured pants in natural, elegant tones. Think bone, camel, dove gray, or soft navy. These shades are endlessly versatile, easy to pair with other neutrals or soft pops of color, and they instantly elevate your look. Choose fabrics with weight and drape: ponte knit, structured cotton, or lightweight wool, materials that smooth everything out without clinging. They move beautifully as you walk, giving you that quiet, confident elegance that no amount of stretch can replicate. One pant I highly recommend is the Neely Lotan Sean pant in bone. It combines the ease of a jogger with the sharp tailoring of a trouser. The high waist creates a longer leg line, while the ankle-length hem is perfect for pairing with a sleek, flat, pointed slingback or polished ankle boot. It's the kind of piece that feels as comfortable as loungewear, but looks like it belongs in a chic city cafe or a business-class airport lounge. The moment you put them on, you'll feel pulled together, refined, and, most importantly, expensive. This is one of those subtle style shifts that makes people pause and wonder, what did she do differently? And the answer is simple. You didn't chase a passing trend. You upgraded. You stepped away from fast fashion novelty and into timeless sophistication. That's the kind of change that never goes out of style. Chapter 7. Say no to gimmicky vests and faux fur layers. Let's talk about vests. They've had their moments, times when it seemed like every stylish woman owned a faux fur vest, convinced it would transform a simple outfit into something glamorous, or when metallic puffer gilets promised to make winter layering fun. But the truth is, these pieces rarely create an elegant look. More often, they add bulk, distract from the rest of your outfit, and feel more like a novelty than a refined choice. The issue with gimmicky layers is that they tend to shout for attention instead of enhancing your style. A fringe-trimmed sleeveless jacket, a shiny quilted vest, or a fluffy faux fur piece might seem playful in theory, but in reality, they often overwhelm the silhouette. They make it harder to achieve a clean, flattering line, and because trends like these fade quickly, they can leave your outfit looking dated rather than timeless. The appeal is understandable. Adding a third layer is one of the easiest ways to give an outfit more depth and dimension. But when that layer is overly busy or loud, It stops adding polish and starts adding noise. Instead of complementing the rest of your look, it competes with it, making the outfit feel less intentional. A better choice is to invest in structured, minimalist vests made from wool, felt, or cotton twill in neutral tones. These pieces still offer layering possibilities, but in a sleek, understated way that elevates the entire outfit. The focus stays on you, not on a distracting garment. When you choose quality fabrics, tailored cuts, and muted colors, you achieve a look that is both modern and timeless, proving that the most expensive-looking style is often the most subtle. Chapter 8. Replace flimsy jersey, maxi skirts with structured midi silhouettes. Here's one that might surprise you, the jersey maxi skirt. We've all seen them. Soft, stretchy, available in every color under the sun, and tempting because of their comfort. They're the kind of skirt you can roll up in a suitcase without worrying about creases, slip on without a second thought, and wear from breakfast to errands. But here's the thing. Most of them don't actually flatter the way we think they do. The reality is, jersey fabric has a tendency to cling in all the wrong places, to wrinkle easily, and to collapse against the body without offering any real shape. Instead of feeling like a piece of considered clothing, they often read more like loungewear or even sleepwear. The problem isn't just the fabric, it's also the lack of structure. A long, flimsy, tube-like skirt does nothing to define the body's natural lines or create an intentional silhouette. Without seams, pleats, or tailored volume, the outfit can look unfinished, and if the fabric is too thin, it may even feel a bit worn out before you've left the house. After 50, your style benefits from clothes that have architecture, pieces that shape the body, give movement in the right places, and hold themselves with presence. Sadly, most jersey maxi skirts offer none of that. The refined alternative is the structured A-line or flared midi skirt. These shapes work with your body instead of simply hanging from it. Choose fabrics with substance: cotton sateen for a polished summer look, crisp poplin for everyday freshness, wool crepe for cooler months, or even raw silk for understated luxury. The midi length is especially flattering, cutting at that perfect point between the calf and ankle so it elongates the leg and moves beautifully as you walk. Whether you style it with ankle boots in autumn, pointed flats in spring, or strappy sandals in summer, the effect is always deliberate and refined. One skirt I particularly love is the Gabriella Hearst A-line linen skirt. The fabric is rich yet breathable, the tailoring is exquisite, and the movement is fluid without a hint of cling. It has weight and grace, two qualities jersey simply can't replicate. It's the kind of piece that elevates even the simplest silk blouse or cashmere sweater into something worthy of a gallery opening or a long lunch at a beautiful restaurant. And the best part? It's not just a skirt. It's a signature, a piece you can return to again and again, knowing it will never let you down. This is the quiet power of structure. When your clothing has it, you have it. A skirt like this doesn't just complete an outfit, it sends a message. It tells the world, I know who I am, I know what works for me, and I don't need to chase every trend to prove it. That's how you arrive without ever needing to say a word. If no one's told you this lately, let me be the one to say it. You are allowed to look stunning at every age. You are allowed to wear quality, invest in yourself, and build a wardrobe that makes you feel beautiful every single day. Age doesn't limit elegance. In fact, it enhances it if you let it. So if this video helped you rethink even one piece in your wardrobe, then we've already made progress. And if it inspired you to make a few intentional upgrades, even better. Remember, I've linked all the pieces mentioned in today's video in the description below. And I always encourage you to take your time. Luxury isn't rushed. If you enjoyed this kind of thoughtful, elevated wardrobe advice for women over 50, be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what changes you're making in your own closet and which piece you're most excited to add. Until next time, stay polished, stay intentional, and above all, stay timeless.